Hey guys, it's Bella and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be working on a tiny home, but this time it is going to be a 100 baby starter home. Now I just finished my second run of the 100 baby challenge, and I remember when I first started that my first house looked awful. So for those of you that are just getting started, since the 100 baby seems to have been revived over on Twitch, this is a good house for you to use just to get your bearings until you know exactly what you want your matriarch to do to earn some money and start pumping out those kids, because as we all know, that is the name of the challenge. So we'll go ahead and dive on in. This is only a couple of rooms just to get you started. The kitchen, dining, living room is going to be a very small area because we are very focused on skills for this build. Mom, of course, gets her own big room. She will have to share a bathroom with the kiddos, but until the kids get a little bit older, it's not going to be that big of a deal. The biggest thing is just to have a tub, because the whole wash up in the sink, it doesn't cut it. Don't bother with it. It's just not worth it. So as you can see, I've already done the roofing. The roofing was fairly straightforward here. For a change, normally my roofing is very, very hard for me to do, and I usually change it 5 to 6 times. The biggest thing that I had issues with was window placement, because I really like all the natural light in my houses. It just means that my houses are brighter lit during the day and I don't have to worry about as many lights overhead. And yes, I do realize as you're watching this that I did majority of this building without any lights in there. I am sorry. It's just how I build. My Twitch chat yells at me for this all the freaking time. One day I'll get better. As you just saw in there, I did go ahead and put in some cribs in there. I almost always use the Realm of Magic cribs because I just think they're cuter than the regular bassinets, and I need something cute for the babies. They get so little else. But so this room, I have the toddlers and the kids all together. In previous 100 baby builds, I've put the toddlers and the babies in the same room. It doesn't work. Don't do it. Every time the babies cry, the toddlers wake up. And as we all know, toddlers don't get any sleep replenishment from these beds. It's absolutely terrible. So I have it set up to where there's 2 toddlers and 2 kids. You're not going to keep it that way. You're going to end up having to have multiple toddler beds in there and probably fewer kid beds. It'll just depend on your play style. I'm kind of going through this one a little bit quicker because I've built at this point, I want to say 6 100 baby homes, so I kind of already have a feel of what I want to add to here. The kitchen in this one is very tricky for me. As you'll see, I'll change it up quite a bit because I'm not entirely sure how I want it to go, and I wanted the sink to be in front of the window. In the end product, you'll see that doesn't actually end up happening, which was very sad because I love sinks in front of a window. But I did have room for you to have your matriarch as well as the kids sit at the table to eat, to do their homework, anything like that. The majority of your skill building stuff is going to be outside, so we don't need much room for it inside. Besides, this is a starter home. Don't stress, don't panic, you'll get there. And now you'll see I've actually added in the lights finally, so we can actually see what it is that I'm doing. I do change the bed up for Mom quite a few times. I try to give her the best bed possible because when she's dealing with this many kids, she's going to need as much sleep as she can get. However, budget. And I started with pink on the outside, but I was like, I don't like it with this door. So I tried to go a little bit darker, didn't like it, tried to go browns and greens, and finally settled on this really, really nice deep blue. I just thought it was a good contrast with the front door, and the front door is from the Nifty Knitting Pack, so if you don't have that, then you can just swap it out with any old door. I believe that's the only item that I used from this pack. I do put a little bit of curb appeal into my starter homes, not much, just enough to kind of say, hey, I'm a work in progress, come by me. And here's where I started adding in some curtains. I wanted to give it a little bit of a homier feel because she's not going to have much. Just let the woman have her curtains, please. It's not too much to ask. Originally, I was going to be putting some planters in the backyard for you to go ahead and get a jump start on gardening. However, they were unfortunately a casualty of the budget. I did come up with a backup plan for you, which you'll see a little bit later. At this point, I did decide to try to go ahead and add a fence, so you'll see me adjusting the house on the lot to try to give you as big of a backyard as possible. Now, the backyard is where you're going to add any of your skill building items, be it gardening, your easel, anything like that if you decide to go for the flower arranging skill. Any and all of the above. I really wanted a stone fence for this house. However, I didn't like the one that we had when I built this. This was before the cottage pack came out, so we only had the get together one, and I'm not a big fan of that one. So I'm trying to add in a debug one here. I really like the look of it. However, I realized that they can't walk through that gate. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make it work while faking a gate on the other side that was usable for them, but nothing seemed to look right. You'll see I'm going through multiple different things before I just get completely fed up and try to mimic on the other side and decide, okay, let's try to find another entrance into this backyard. This backyard was the absolute bane of my existence. I eventually got it figured out, but it wasn't what I originally wanted. And right here is where you will see that I am starting to put down all of the stuff for gardening. It's just easier if you have the stuff lined out already for you, so that way you don't have to say, oh, where's this gonna go? It's much easier to just plant that in the ground, so then when you go into build by, you can just move them into lines. Get your gardening skill up as high as you can. And also, pro tip, go to the Romance Festival when Birds of Paradise is in season. You plant a couple of those and you will get so much money so fast. I got to over 600,000 simoleons before I even got to child number 20 when I was doing my second run of the 100 baby challenge. So you'll get a lot of money, bills won't be a problem, and then you don't really have to worry about it at all. It does take the fun out of it a little bit, so don't go as hard as I did. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to get rid of all of your money when you move to a new house and start over so you don't get bored. And we are now finally to the part to where I said forget it. I'm gonna go with a standard base game fence. It's not as pretty as I was hoping for, but it's functional, it works, and you can get in and out of the backyard as a sim normally would. I did take the door that was going to be in the mom's room out. Originally my thought for that was if I put the door in here, then she'll have her own little private refuge to the back of the house, but this is The Sims, and there was minimal way to keep the kids from trying to go in the backyard as well, especially if I wanted the kids to do some outdoor skill building items. One good thing, until they patch it that is to use the basketball court from City Living and just do dream big 4 to 6 times. It'll really depend on your sim how many times you'll need to do it. But if you do that for a teenager, that will get your fitness skill all the way up to level 3 in just a few moments. Wonderful way to get your skill up fast if you realize that it is 6 o'clock in the morning right before a Friday. So here I am doing the last minute touches of the build, putting on the landscaping out here, and we are just about wrapping up on this. So I hope you liked it. At the end of this, there are going to be some stills of the build on the inside so you can see what it looks like. It is already up on the gallery. My gallery is BellaLessai, and it is also in the description down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment in the comment section down below. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss any of my videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!